Yes, friends, we were discussing about how microorganisms are friendly to us. Now let's discuss how microorganisms are harmful for us. Microorganisms, they are responsible for the disease, right? Disease causing microorganisms are also present around us. These microorganisms are called pathogens. Disease causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Microorganisms, they cause disease in plants, human beings and animals. So they are harmful for us. For example, let's talk about some of the diseases which are caused by microorganisms in human beings. First of all, we will discuss about human beings. Tuberculosis, tetanus, typhoid. These are the disease. Cholera. These are the disease caused by bacteria in human beings. Cholera, typhoid, tuberculosis. These are the disease caused by bacteria in human beings. Now let's talk about the disease caused by the virus. Polio, chickenpox, common cold. These are the disease caused by virus in human beings. Right? Microorganisms, they also cause disease in animals. For example, bacteria, Bacillus anthracis. It causes a disease called anthrax. Right? Anthrax is a disease caused in animals and human beings by the bacteria Bacillus anthracis. Foot and mouth disease in animals is also caused by virus. Some diseases are also caused by protozoa in human beings like malaria. Malaria is caused by the protozoa Plasmodium and the carrier is female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles mosquito, which are the carrier, they carries this protozoa Plasmodium, and thus when they bite us, the Plasmodium is introduced in the body of the healthy person and he suffers from malaria. So malaria is a protozoonic disease. It is caused by protozoa Plasmodium. Similarly, dysentery, amoebic dysentery is caused by amoeba. It is also a disease caused by protozoa. So dysentery and malaria, these are the disease caused by protozoa. So now we have discussed disease of human beings, animals. Next comes to the disease which are caused by microorganisms in plant. Citrus canker, which is found in the citrus plants like orange, lemon, they have the disease citrus canker. This is caused by bacteria and it spread through air. Similarly, rust of wheat. In wheat, rust of wheat is a disease of wheat which is caused by fungi, and this fungi spread it through air or by seed it is transferred. So in this way, rust of wheat is a disease caused by air and spread through seed. This disease is caused by fungi. And yellow vein mosaic in bhindi, which is also called okra. This is caused by virus and it is spread through insect. So these are the disease caused by microorganisms in plant. Let me explain you again. Citrus canker, it is caused by bacteria. Rust of wheat, it is caused by fungi. Yellow vein mosaic in bhindi is caused by virus. So these are the disease caused by microorganisms. So microorganisms, they are harmful for us because they cause many disease. And generally microbial disease, they passes from an infected person to a healthy person by the means of air, food, water, direct contact or by any animal or insect. So these are called communicable disease which are transferred from an infected person to the healthy person. Microorganisms, they are also responsible for the spoilage of food. Microorganisms, they spoil the food, they make it foul smell and color of the food material get changed and it become poisonous. Microorganisms, they spoil the food, they release some toxic substances in our food and in this way the food gets spoiled. If we consume such a spoiled food, we will suffer from food poisoning. So now the question is, we have to protect our food from microorganisms. We adopt various methods to preserve our food from being spoiled by the microorganisms, and we call those method of food preservation. That also we will discuss. Right? Now, microorganisms, they are harmful as they spoil the food, and finally it leads to food poisoning if we consume such a spoiled food. Some microorganisms, they spoil leather and clothes as well. Leather and clothes, they are also spoiled by microorganisms. So in this way, microorganisms are harmful for us. So we were discussing about the method of food preservation. There are various methods adopted by us to preserve our food from microorganisms. For example, some chemical methods are there. We use chemicals like sodium benzoate, sodium metabisulfite to protect the food from being spoiled by the microorganisms. Sometimes we use salt, like in case of preserving fish and meat. We cover it with the dry salt to preserve it from microorganisms. Because of excess of salt, moisture is absorbed by the salt, and thus microorganisms will not spoil the food. In jams, jellies, squashes, sugar is added because sugar absorbs the excess of moisture, and as a result, the jams, jellies, squashes, these are protected from the microorganism. Similarly, vinegar, oil, these are also used in pickles to protect them from the microorganisms. Heat and cold treatments are also given to the products to protect them from the being spoiled by the microorganism. For example, we boil the milk and then we keep it at low temperature so that it will not be spoiled by the microorganisms. One another important method related to preservation of milk is pasteurization. Pasteurization was given by Louis Pasteur. This method was given by Louis Pasteur, and on the name of the Louis Pasteur scientist, the method is called pasteurization. Pasteurization is a method to preserve milk. In this method, first milk is heated at a temperature of 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds. Milk is heated at a temperature of 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds, and then it is suddenly chilled. Due to this, the milk get protected from the microorganism. By this method, milk can be preserved from the spoilage by microorganisms. So in this way, these are the different methods to preserve the food from being spoiled by microorganisms. And the last and the important topic of the chapter is that how nitrogen is maintained in our environment. So how nitrogen is 78% in the air. The constituent of air is, one of the important constituent of air is nitrogen, and it is 78% in air. But you know that this percentage of nitrogen remain constant in air just because of nitrogen cycle. Let us discuss nitrogen cycle in brief. See student, nitrogen in air. Nitrogen in air during the process of lightning and by some of the bacteria, nitrogen is fixed in the soil in the form of nitrogenous compound. Nitrogenous compound in soil. Nitrogen which is present in air with the help of nitrogen fixing bacteria in lightning. So, lightning and nitrogen fixing bacteria. Nitrogen fixing bacteria like Rhizobium. Blue-green algae, they are also nitrogen fixer. They are called biological nitrogen fixer. These nitrogen fixing bacteria, due to lightning sometime, Nitrogen, it gets in the soil in the form of nitrogenous compound. Nitrogenous compound are then absorbed by the plant. These are uptake by the plants. Plants, they use this nitrogen for making protein, chlorophyll, vitamins, nucleic acid. Right? When these plants are consumed by animals, nitrogen enters from plants to animals. Then animals use this nitrogen for making their protein, nucleic acid, vitamins. In this way, growth of plant and animal, which is depend on this nitrogen, reaches from plants to animal. From air, it enters the soil with the help of nitrogen fixer bacteria. The process is called nitrogen fixation. The conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogenous compound is called nitrogen fixation. So the method is nitrogen fixation. By the means of nitrogen fixation, nitrogen enter in the soil in the form of nitrogenous compound. Then from soil it is taken by plant, and from plant nitrogen enters the animal body when they consume it. When plants and animals they die, or the waste from the animal body, when it gets decomposed by it again enters, it is converted by microorganism into ammonia or nitrogenous compound. Waste and dead bodies are decomposed by microorganisms, and again nitrogen it gets decomposed into its simpler form. Again it enters the soil. Some of the nitrogenous compound like ammonia, nitrites, nitrates, some of the bacteria they do denitrification. They convert nitrogenous compound into atmospheric nitrogen again. So denitrifying bacteria, they again convert nitrogenous compound into atmospheric nitrogen, and the process is called denitrification. In this way, nitrogen again go back to the atmosphere, and this is called nitrogen cycle. Pseudomonas is one of the denitrifying bacteria. So now we come to know that microorganisms, they are playing a very important role in nitrogen cycle. So microorganisms, they are very useful as they increase soil fertility, and they are responsible for giving us a very important compound, that is nitrogenous compound, which reaches to plants and then to animals. And microorganisms, they are also helpful, and they are playing very important role in recycling of the nutrients, and they are responsible for the completion of this nitrogen cycle. So this is how microorganisms are very friendly for us. Thank you.